For racing, it's Friday night, which means it's time for the FRR-idays Cup round 5 in Spain, and thankfully now YouTube has put the event into the live stream, so apologies for getting going a little bit late, folks. YouTube, it's so frustrating. You set it up to do a live stream and it goes and puts it down as an event instead, and then you can't actually look at it or get a link for it. But anyway, I'm from FRR Racing DP, otherwise known as Dave Lays in Beds. I'm joined in the commentary box this evening by FRR Racing RI, who has not been feeling too well. We've already had this conversation, but we'll do it again for the benefit of the video. You've not been feeling too well, Ray. I know that. Now the viewers know that. So how are you actually feeling?
I feel a wee bit rubbish.
A little bit throaty, shall we say. Now, obviously, I have said to you this evening that don't worry too much about talking. You know I can waffle for the both of us. But we are at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, for round 5 of the FRR-idays Cup. It looks like the weather's going to be quite nice, remaining dry with predominantly clear skies, so it shouldn't be any difficulty of weather for any of the drivers. Now, the FRR-idays Cup is the feeder series into our F1 leagues, the World Championship and No Assist League, and the World Series and Assists Allowed League. World Championship hosted on a Wednesday night, and the World Series hosted on a Thursday night. For these drivers, what are they here to do? They're here to race. Show us how they can race. Drive clean, drive fair. You can get onto the reserve driver list, and then if any of the drivers are in need of a reserve driver for one of the league races, they can call upon one of the drivers that is in or is on the reserve driver list. Oh, looks like we've got Tyler going a little bit wide up at turn 1 already, with quite a few cars out on track. We'll try and get on to whichever is the lead car. It's English Boy at the moment. So yeah, the FRR-idays Cup is the feeder series into our F1 leagues. We don't do any additional stewarding on the FRR-idays, and there's no standings. It is effectively a cup event. To get involved in standings and all that kind of stuff, that's what the league races are for. Now, for any of the viewers that are interested or have been watching the World Championship or the World Series and are interested in knowing what the standings are, have a look for the Front Row Racing Facebook page. It's got a nice picture of the Silverstone wing as its profile picture, and we will post on there on Tuesdays a race review and the results, confirmed results and standings for both of the leagues. We will also be doing highlights videos for the World Championship and the World Series. Those will, well, it's a new feature that we're doing this season. We've got James Hulkenberg editing them for the World Championship, and we've got Tony Oinonen doing them for the World Series. But onto the track right now, we've got RMS Maranello in a Ferrari heading down to turn 1, starting his first flying lap, getting a little bit of a lockup going on though. And around this circuit, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one, Ray, isn't it? Because you need high speed because of the long straight, but you also need front and rear end grip because of sector 2 and the horrible Mickey Mouse chicane towards the end of the lap.
Yeah, it's hard to get a good setup. It's not something you can just throw up in one go.
No, definitely not. And what a few drivers have been finding this season is that they can have a setup that gives them a phenomenally fast qualifying lap, but when they go into a 50% race, which the league races are, they're shredding their tyres. So having that extra time in qualifying is of no benefit for them. Now, RMS Maranello's had a little bit of a messy lap here. Whether his lap time will count or not, we won't know. It is set to the new strict FIA ruling, where if the drivers go over the white line, their qualifying laps can and will be invalidated. Oh, very sideways into the final corner there, showing he hasn't got a lot of rear end grip on his car at the moment, but first time for him it's a 124.6, and that's going to put him provisional pole position. Now it's hammer time 44. He's coming into the final sector now. Now, to be honest, I haven't done any practice around here yet, so I've no idea what a decent sector time is. We're going to find out in this session, I think. But he's done a 22.1 and a 33.6, and across the line he's going to go. And it's only 7th place for him with a 129.7. RDB, he's been quite impressive over the last couple of races, showing he's got a little bit of talent, but also showing right now he's got a little bit of understeer in his car as he heads up towards the first sector. 22.3 for him. Car getting out of the way, nice to see. Now, another thing to mention with the FRR-idays is the drivers can use any car they like. There are no teams, no teammates or anything like that. This is a time for them to be a little bit selfish without being too aggressive, because if you're crashing people off left, right and centre, you're not going to get onto the reserve driver list. Now, as he heads down to the hairpin...
What happens if those two in the same car going for the pits?
Well, it's interesting.
It's like to speak to him, go, right, I'll go to pits when I can at this lap or something, wouldn't you?
Well, it's interesting you say that, because John 95 Rhinos, or 94 Rhinos, he's nipped off for a shower, but he is in the paddock. And he was hoping that nobody else would pick a Red Bull, but they have. And he was hoping that they wouldn't pick a Red Bull, so he'd have a clear pit lane. It's not going to happen for him, not unless he's changed car, as RDB goes 3rd place with a 123.3. A little bit of a messy end to the lap though. Looks like English Boy's backed out of his lap, but Twist Royalty is just gone through sector 1. It's only a 25.7 though, so a little bit of a slow sector 1 with 2 cars ahead of him. But yeah, I mean, you're right, Ray. I mean, it is entirely up to these guys if they talk to each other in the in-game chat, set up a party between themselves, because like you say, it would be handy to know if the car ahead of you is in the same car as you, whether he's going to pit or not. Obviously, if you're the following car, you'll see whether they're going to pit or not. But if they are a bit further around the track and you go into the pits and find out, oh damn it, actually they've just pitted, it could cost you a lot of time. Now, Twist Royalty here has got a car ahead of him that seems to be warming up their tyres, just about staying out of the way, but might have compromised Twist Royalty a little bit as he now approaches the final few corners. A set of corners that I don't think anybody is a fan of, apart from the person that designed them. So across the line he's going to go. It's not a particularly quick one for him. It's a 27.0. Okay, a quick look at the timing screen. We've got Kay Slay in the pole position at the moment, who has just made his way into the garage. Now, I do know he is a quick driver, has shown that he's quick in the Project Cars races as well. He's on a 121.8 at the moment, so into the 21s for Sector 1, 29s for Sector 2, 30s for Sector 3. So that's what we've got to try and keep an eye out on. Millstar's just put himself up into 5th place with a 123.8. Okay, RDB just starting another flying lap, I think. Currently sat in 3rd place. Now, turns 1 and 2 here, they're corners where really you need a car that can handle going over the curbs, because if you can use them, it's a faster way. But he's just ran wide on turn 3. That's his lap over, and he knows it. Okay, English Boy, he's retired from the session. Millstar, oh, just ran wide, dipped a wheel in the gravel. Actually had a fairly decent Sector 1 there as well. But not going to be continuing on with that lap. Stringy B, he's done a 22.5 Sector 1, heading into 2 of my favourite corners on this track. Got to be careful of the rear end stepping out on you. Then into the blind crest of the hill. Too much corner there for him. That may be his lap over. But definitely over the white line on that one by the looks of things. But this is where, for the league drivers, it is an entry requirement into the league races that the drivers record their footage. They don't have to in FRR-idays, but in the league races they do. The qualifying laps get checked for cleanliness. Okay, yes, the new strict FIA ruling is in place, but it doesn't get something right, like Stringy B running a bit too wide there. On the off chance it doesn't get something right, all the drivers know that everyone's lap has been checked. And that's where the drivers having their own footage. Stringy B, wide entry, don't want to be over the white line, fella, keep it on the track. yeah, if the driver's got their own footage, on the broadcast view, sometimes the cars can be a little bit out of position. So that's where having the driver's own footage, you watch the broadcast and go, oh, he's over the line. You watch the driver's own footage, okay, they're not over the line, or okay, they are over the line. But Stringy B's taking a little bit too much liberty with the white line at the moment, taking 2 wide entries already. Needs to improve on that. Too much curb again. And this is a lap that I would have thought will be invalidated. He's got the over the crest of the hill better, but on the curb and into the barrier. Some people wonder why the FRR stewards have called that a lenient corner, and it's because that can happen. Also, there's a gravel trap there to snap you up as well. Millstar, he's done a 22.2 sector 1, a 30.4 sector 3, and it sounds like he's out of juice. RMS Maranello, he's done a sector 1 of a 22.6, sector 2 of a 30.0, so that's a good sector 2 for him. What's his final sector going to be? Now, I do know this guy raced in from a racing a long time ago, is a quick driver, so I would expect to see him go faster and faster and faster over the course of this season's FRR-idays. Only a 23.0 for him though. Okay, let's see.
I've just been watching Will Butler. He's been doing quite good round the track. As I say that,
off he goes. Yeah. Okay, let's ride on board for a lap with Tyler R2003. Someone might need to tell him we're now in 2016. But having said that, I mean, we've got the people racing in the league. Jamie James, for example, his name's Jamie James 16. He's not 16 anymore. He's probably about 22. But yeah, there we go. The joys of PSN names, eh? Okay, Tyler's first sector's a 22.3. It's not too shabby. Looks like the rear end's a little loose on him though. How's he going to cope with these 2 corners? Getting the power down, trying to control that rear end over the crest of the hill. Getting on the curb nicely. Going to run a little bit wide though. Dips a wheel in the gravel. Now onto the hard braking zone and the hairpin. Can be a very tricky corner as he's locked up, gone deep. That's effectively his lap over. He did do a 29.9 sector 2. But a part of that may have been from carrying too much speed into the braking zone. Or curb's trying to spit him off a little bit there. Now to the final 3 corners. And as I said, no one particularly likes those corners. Around the final. Oh, nearly doing what Alonso did a few years ago under a safety car. Dips the wheel in the gravel again. Didn't quite spin it. And it's down to a 23.1. He's not going to be pleased with that particular lap time, I don't think. It's Hammer Time 44 has gone and popped himself up into second place. He's done a 22.0 sector 1. He's now into the second DRS straight. Let's see how he gets on with the brakes and the hairpin. Much nicer into the apex of the corner. It's a 29.6 sector 2. Now keep the car turned in, ease the power on, now full throttle. Oh, and he's wiggling a bit, or it could just be a little bit of lag. Now into the final 3 corners. Clip the curb, on the power, control the slide. Try not to take too much apex curb. Nicely round the final corner. DRS open, this could be pole. It's a 21.581. We only saw 2/3 of his lap there, but it looked good. That may just prompt K Slay to get out of the garage and back onto the track. Will Butler is in the garage, so is Twist Royalty and F1 Roadrunner. Stringy B's back out on track. RDB is only in 9th place at the moment. But let's have a look at Azamor. Okay, he's on an out lap at the moment, so we'll keep an eye on him in a moment. John 94 Rhinos, he's in the garage. He has done a lap time, so he is back from the shower. Gonk is in 14th place. Okay, Azamor. Few corners to go before he starts his lap. We'll see how he gets on. It looks like he's either just trying to create himself a bit of a gap, or he's driving straight on. I think he may have lost a bit of steering there, or he's just getting out of the way for someone. Perhaps not. Interesting racing line from Azamort there. But he is about to start his flying lap, is he? Yep, he is. Okay, so around the final corner then, to start his lap, DRS will be open now. And this is the part of the circuit where, yes, you want maximum speed. but you've got to be able to make it around the corners. So hard on the brakes, get it turned in, really wants to be on the apex curb there and here. Now you need a little bit of a lift to get it into the apex of turn 3. He's teasing the throttle so that he doesn't understeer wide. Now use all of the curb on the left without going over the line into turn 4. Again, he can feel he's got a little bit of understeer in the front end of his car. He's not getting on the power as early as he would like. He's on it and off it. Now down the hill, that may be another reason why he's being careful with the power. The rear end's trying to step out a little bit. Nice apex of the corner, straight line the second part, helps with the acceleration. Turn it in, get on the apex curb, don't let it run wide. Now DRS open again. RDB has left the session. Maybe he's not feeling too comfortable with his car at the moment, or invalidated laps frustrating him, or it could just be connection. Not many corners for Asimov to get round now. He's done a 22.5 sector 1, a 30.3 sector 2. If he has a good final sector, he could find himself up in about 5th or 6th place through the penultimate corners. Very aggressive on the power, the rear end stepping out. DRS will be open any moment. Across the line he's going to go, and it's a 23.7. He's not improved on his position. I'm wondering if that is the lap that's counted for him. Now K-Slay is back out on track. He's just about to start a flyer, so let's see how he gets on. Find a semi-decent camera view if we can. So we'll see what his previous best sectors were. He needs to beat at least one of them by a healthy chunk if he can. Hard on the brakes into 1, using the apex curb, nice to see. And again, how's he going to cope with 3? Wide entry, trying to get it tucked in. Short shift to control the rear end. Up to turn 4, avoiding the curb on the left there. Managed to get it turned in, the rear end's pushing him around the corner. Difficult braking zone now into the tricky left-hander of turn 6, I think it is. No, it's turn 5. And now up the hill into turn 7 and 8. Nicely through there. His sector 1 time is down on his personal best though. Right on the line on turn 9. DRS wide open. Get ready for the hard braking. Oh, a lot of locking up. Misses the apex. This could be this lap over effectively. Too much locking up there for him. RDB looks like he may be struggling to return back to the circuit. The security guards keeping him out of the paddock at the moment. Oh, a bit too much corner for K-Slay there. His lap has already been invalidated, I think. It's not given us a sector 2 time. Across the line he's going to go. There it's given us, yeah, I think it was an invalidated lap. Okay, it's hammer time, still sitting on pole position. Let's see, Will Butler, he's back out on track. Just heading through the end of sector 1 now. I think it's either the timing's gone a little bit awry, or he's actually on an out lap. Looks like he's going a little bit too quick, but it's not given us a sector 1 time, so it's possible that the timing screen has had a bit of a hissy fit. Is it showing you anything, Ray?
How are we on Will Butler?
Yep.
There's seconds. To find him. 22.7, sector 1.
He's got a car ghosting that he's just passed. I think that's a driver that may have retired.
A 30.3 sector 2.
So not too shabby in sector 2. How's he going to get on through sector 3? I've got a feeling the lap time it's showing me is not quite right, to be honest. Oh, too much curb through the penultimate corner. That could be his lap over as he's about to cross the line, but we're not going to get to see it because we've now been kicked back to the commentary box. Away from the pit lane. I'm just going to see if we can quickly jump on board with Will Butler. He's in 6th place at the moment. I'm not sure if he improved on his lap time or not. F1 Roadrunner, his session is over. Oh, Maranello, he's taken so much curb at the penultimate corner. I think that's his session over. Gonk, we've not watched Gonk yet. He's actually just come out of the pits, I think, but it's a little bit too late. You're not going to be able to get a lap in. It's hammer time 44. May be able to, depends on when he crossed the line. No, he won't be able to. So we'll pretty much be waiting, I think, for everyone to get back to the pits.
String of B's. I think he was pushing too hard and he missed the last corner. Well, second to last corner. Well, it depends what you say. The chicane.
Yeah.
Whether you call that the last corner or not.
I call it the penultimate corner. So we're all going to have to wait a few moments now for the drivers to get back to the grid. Hopefully we're not going to have any technical issues as they are doing so. Obviously...
John Reynolds is still on track.
Let's have a look. He's not showing up on mine. So we'll just have to...
That's it now.
Okay. So we'll just have to wait a few moments then for everyone to get back to the pit lane. As Will Butler is showing me him going on for another lap. Interestingly.
First place we've got hammer time. He's done a 121.5. Second place Casey 1. He's done a 121.6. Then it's Tyler 2003, then 4th RMS Maranello, 5th Star 6 Will Butler, 7 Stringy B, 8th Twist Royalty, 9th F1 Roadrunner, 10th RDB, 11 English Boy, and 12 Azamort. And 13th Gonk, and then 14th John Rhinos. Are you still there, DP?
I am, yeah. I muted my mic for a moment, carried on talking, and then realised I'd turned it off for a moment. Now, a few of the drivers, they will be perhaps sitting there wondering why the session hasn't ended yet. They just have to bear with us a few moments.
It could be because RDB coming in and out.
Quite possibly. We do know that we have seen on occasion that it can have a little bit of an effect, but it is now showing me the pit lane, so hopefully the session will end as a Red Bull decides to drive out of the pits. Very close though between its hammer time and K-Slay there, 121.5 and a 121.6. Quick look down at the order.
Alright, they're starting to press advance, so hopefully not too long.
Okay, now RDB may or may not be able to get back into the session, and we did let the drivers know that hopefully we won't have any of the technical issues that we had yesterday in the World Series race when we had a mass disconnection and had to do a safety car restart. But we're about to get ready for the Front Row Racing FRR-idays Cup Round 5 in Spain, where hopefully the drivers are going to have a very nice first lap so that they can really get the hammer down in this race. Damage is set to off to give anyone that has an unfortunate start to the race a chance in the race instead of it being completely ruined for them. And we have beautiful sunny weather here at Barcelona, although actually we're about 15 kilometres from Barcelona. So it is in Catalonia, that I can confirm, but yeah, it's quite a long way from Barcelona to be honest. But we are going to have, it's hammer time 44 starting from pole position, and K-Slay, I reckon, is going to give him a fairly good run for his money. Now if we have a look at this...
I'm sure I've seen K-Slay in the project, is it the project cars he's in as well?
Yep.
He's quite a good driver.
Yes, he's definitely shown he's got a bit of pace. Now, obviously, looking at a one-stop strategy here for the drivers, I don't think we saw anybody qualifying on the prime tyre, so it'll be option for as many laps as they can do and then primes at the end, or for those drivers at the back of the grid, primes early on and run the options later. But the lights are on, the revs are rising, the lights aren't going to be on for long, and away they go. And I tell you what, it looks like English Boys just moved out of the way for a few drivers. That surprised me a little bit there. Perhaps he's just trying to take it a little bit cautious. We'll try and have a look at what's going on down into turn 1 as they're 2 abreast, but Tyler's gone a little bit wide. That's going to compromise him around 3. He could find himself losing a few more places. He is, because he's now wide around 3, along with a couple of other drivers. This is the time for everyone to keep a little bit clean. F1 Roadrunner giving that Mercedes a little bit of a nudge. Now we've got 2 Ferraris sort of bumping wheels with Azamor behind them, and a Lotus and a Mercedes coming together. I think that may have been Gonk. It was. Gonk's lost out a little bit there, so he's now down to 13th place. I think RDB did not make it into the start of the race, but K-Slay is leading from It's Hammer Time, who's just taken out the DRS sign. Someone else in the background's just wiped it out even more. I think that may have been Tyler, who's perhaps trying to be a little bit of aggressive now to gain back the places that he has just lost out. Stringy B, I think, is up to 3rd. Looked like his car was jumping around a little bit.
By Milster. Milster's been shot off to the side of the track.
Oh, he's getting very, very close up the front, but obviously you've just seen that little bit of contact there, Ray.
Oh, English boy, come on, calm it down.
I mean, this is the situation for the drivers where, for myself and Ray, we can see what they're doing, how they're driving, and we can tell them whether they do need to calm it down or not. And if Ray's seen stuff and he's saying you need to calm it down, then that's exactly what you need to do, as he's chucked it up the inside into turn 1. Turns out that one was a nice clean move for him. Okay, let's go and try and see what's happening a little further up the grid. Tyler R2003, he's got himself back up to 3rd place, but Stringy B, he's taking that wide entry into turn 4 again. He's going to need to stop doing that as Tyler spun himself. Now Stringy's given a little bit of a touch. Will Butler's all over the back of him. He's out of shape because of that. Now he's got a Ferrari trying to move up the inside. This could push them both out wide. It has a little bit. I think that's RMS Maranello. It might be. Yeah, it is. He's managed to stay ahead just, but it's getting very, very frantic for these guys. They are going to have to try and calm it down as Will Butler's trying to go for a move, and Twist Royalty's trying to get involved as well. And Ray sounds like he's having a happy time in the commentary box. I hope that... Oh, contact! Maranello on Twist Royalty, and F1 Roadrunner spins out to sympathy. So we've got it all kicking off, and now John Rhinos, he's had his shower, he's feeling clean. Let's hope he races clean. RMS Maranello's got back ahead of him as K-Slay posts the fastest lap of the race so far. Now he's got It's Hammer Time just sitting behind him at the moment, perhaps trying to look after his tyres, judge where he can gain, where he might be faster. Stringy B looks like he's pulled out a little bit on our Tyler, but that's not surprising given the half spin that Tyler seemed to have. Better entry to turn 4 from Stringy B on that occasion, and this is what we want to see. The drivers, oh, he's off track there though, and I think Tyler's showing he's got a little bit of lag there. And this is where we can quickly say, if any of the drivers are connected to the internet by Wi-Fi, it makes a huge difference being Ethernet connected. But not only that, if you have anything else connected to the internet, turn it off. So if you're driving and listening to the live stream, turn it off. Okay. Yep. Will Butler sitting in 5th place at the moment. He's opened up a little bit of a gap to 6th. Trying to gain on Tyler, might be able to do it, might not be able to do it, but we're already 3 laps into the race, so DRS is going to be available. It's Hammer Time, close enough. Oh, big sideways from him, big tank slapper. Is he close enough to try and attack with DRS? K thinks he is because he's going defensive already. A 123.6 from K-Slay, but it's Hammer Time. He's not used his slipstream and is not close enough to attack.
English boy's going for the overtake on Twist Royalty. Twist Royalty's going defenses down into turn 1. Is he going to get it?
Oh, Twist Royalty! He was late on the brakes, but he went straight for the apex of the corner there. And you've got to be very, very careful doing that, because if that car is still alongside you and you hit them in a league race, you're going to get yourself a penalty. You have got to leave room for your competitors. None of this, I've got the racing line, he's got the racing line. You've got to leave room for them. Now, if someone's going for an absolute dive bomb on you, then that's where the stewards may look at it a little bit differently. But if you're side by side heading to a braking zone, oh, a little bit of contact, Maranello and Twist Royalty. But yeah, if you're side by side going into a braking zone and you just bang, go straight for the apex, you're going to cause a collision. You're going to end up with a driver saying, what on earth are you doing? So Maranello. RMS Maranello's just done a lovely overtake on Twist Royalty. I think Twist Royalty got himself a little bit out of shape, as you mentioned that English Boys did as well. So perhaps Royalty was trying to copy English Boys' braking zone, but it's not quite worked. Oh, RMS Maranello with way too much corner there. And Twist Royalty into the pits. Well, very, very frantic start to this race. It's Hammer Time still in second place. John Rhinos has got himself up to 8th. Apologies for the slightly dodgy camera there. And just behind them we've got Azamore under attack. Oh, as Roadrunner, he brakes very, very late into turn 1. He's going to compromise himself possibly around turn 3, but Azamore is on the prime tyre. So maybe we did...
Time's closing and Casely is right behind him in his gearbox now. Oh, careful.
I'm just keeping an eye on Roadrunner because he's looking very, very aggressive over the back of John Rhinos. Tell me when to come and join that battle at the front, Ray, because Azamore is running the prime tyre. He hasn't stopped yet, I don't think, so he will be looking to go anywhere around lap 7, 8 or 9, then pit for the option tyres and try and be faster than the cars that are ahead of him.
And Azamore, he's been quite a good driver. I've raced with him before front row racing when they were naughty boys and put me in a lobby with you all when they shut it off. Is Hamilton going to get a slipstream? He's not going for the slipstream, he's just, I'd tuck up in behind him, go for the slipstream and then get that extra speed advantage off him. Oh no,
he's going for it. He's going for it around the outside of 3. He's going to tuck up the inside if he can. Yeah, he's doing it. He's trying it. He's got the inside of the corner. This is where Kay needs to give him a bit of room, and that is beautiful driving from the both of them. Kanu, who's up alongside, didn't go for the apex of the corner and can now fight back into turn 5. Side by side. Now it's going to get really tricky. It's Hammer Time. He's backed out of it. Not a bad decision there. Doesn't want to burn up the tyres, doesn't want to get involved in a collision, but this is where these two now, they can learn what the other guy races like. Oh, as K-Slade goes a little bit wide, that gives It's Hammer Time every opportunity into the hairpin, hard on the brakes, giving each other plenty of room, are they? Yep, just about, nicely done. But this is what we want to see, drivers going at it, hell for leather, giving each other a bit of room. Because what happens after this race is, if these two guys carry on as they are, they send each other a message and go, well done mate, good race that, good race. Whereas if you chop someone up in the corner, the message you're going to be getting is, what the hell were you doing? Yeah, beep, 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 exactly. It's Hammer Time's gone for the slipstream this occasion. His DRS will be open, trying to go round the outside into turn 1. K-Slay hard on the brakes. Side by side. Oh, there may have been a little bit of contact there, but we're not going to worry about it for now because so far it's been brilliant between them. So It's Hammer Time takes the lead. I'm going to leave you to carry on watching that one, Ray. As English Boy, he's managed to get himself up to 3rd place as pit stops have been happening now. F1 Roadrunner, he's in 4th place with John Rhinos in 5th, and Twist Royalty just posted the fastest lap of the race. Now, Azamore still not pitted, I don't think. Oh, John Rhino's having a big wiggle. Azamore having a sneaky look up the inside to 4, but can't quite get it done. But for Azamore, all he needs to do is go maybe just one more lap and then see if his option tyres will last 9. They can, depending on how you treat them, and he's just had a big sideways moment, cost him a lot of time there. Tyler, he's in 7th place now, running the prime tyre. He's made a pit stop. Oh, all over the curbs. And we've got Stringy B in 8th, not far behind him. And then it looks like Will Butler possibly in the Lotus. It is in 9th place.
In case Rays went straight on, sorry for butting in.
No problem. So it's hammer time. Do you reckon he's going for the undercut on the prime tyre? Oh, Twist Royalty all out of shape as we see two cars here taking way too much curb on the sexy little kink. So yeah, come on guys, need to be improving on this, because you're only going to get yourself penalties or invalidations or not on the reserve drivers list. You want to sat here going, that was beautiful, that was amazing. Not too much curb there, fella. Oh, Stringy B. Oh, okay, Stringy B's definitely got a little bit of lag, so he may not have been off the track, but he did just have a bit of a visual moment for us. But again, he's going for that wide entry into turn one. You have to be very, very careful. But again, this is where a driver's own footage makes all the difference, because on our broadcast view, yeah, he's off track, but if on his own footage he's not off track, then that's where you can go. Okay, fair play, fair enough. He's trying to attack Tyler though. They're both on the prime tyre. Is he going to have a look up the inside? He's looked, he's late braked. A little bit of a touch, but they both just about managed to get around the corner. It's hammer time. He's come out of the pits in second place, so English boy must have pitted again. Not again, but he must have pitted. Azamore is in third place, 20 seconds off the lead, still running the prime tyres. Time for you to change those, Azza. K-Slate into the pits with what looked like a bit of a late entry into the pits, and that is another thing the drivers are going to have to be aware of. In the league races, you've got to enter the pits correctly. It's hammer time. He's popping wheelies on those prime tyres, pushing it as hard as he can. Now, I know the rules say you're going to have two wheels on the track at all times, so if you are popping a wheelie, that's not an ETL. Okay, where's K-Slate? K-Slate's just coming down out the pits now, and it's hammer time. Has jumped him by a long way. Azamore, he's continued on. RMS Maranello, he's got himself up to fourth place. But Ray, keep an eye out on that battle, either up at the front or some of the cars a little further down. So I'm going to keep an eye on Maranello and Twist Royalty at the moment. Two cars behind them battling as well. That's Will Butler Will Butler, an English boy, spotted that in the background. Stringy B, his session is over. We did see a little bit of lag there. It could have been the cause of his race session being over. Tyler has left the session. We did see him having a little bit of lag as well. Let's hope we're not about to get the mass disconnection. If we do, we're over halfway through the race and we are time limited, but those two guys, their cars did seem to be jumping about a little bit. And if it is a connection related situation for those two, guys, get yourself an Ethernet cable. The difference it makes from plugging that in can be absolutely enormous. Also, clear your browser history as well. Yeah, you be careful, Ray. Don't go coughing yourself out of being able to talk from a filthy joke. Now, what that has done, Stringy B being out of the race, it's promoted a few of the drivers up a position. It looks like Twist Royalty, his car's jumping about a little bit as well, so I'm not going to go and ride on board with him. Azamore, I thought for a moment he was up to second, but he's not. He's in third. You're right, he's tires, but look, the cars behind him, fourth and fifth, they've already pitted. Azza, get it into the pits, mate. I would guess the reason he hasn't pitted yet is because the fear of the option tyres just burning themselves up. This circuit is a tyre eater. Now, he is only 9 seconds off the lead, but I've got a feeling that RMS Maranello is going to be coming past him fairly soon. He's on prime tyres as well, so we can see how much Azza is losing out now on those worn tyres. It's definitely time for that Williams pit crew to get themselves ready with a set of option tyres. Definitely don't need any intermediates or full wets, because RMS Maranello is just gaining. But this is where for Maranello...
boys had a bad... a couple of corners, so he's got F1 Roadrunner going for the move. Oh no!
Maranello, Maranello's trying to go for an overtake, but could put himself in a tricky position. Could put Azamore in a tricky position, because Azza, I think, is going for the pits this lap. Twist Royalty's followed him into the pits. I don't know if he was planning on it. Oh, contact into the pits. Okay, you were saying about English boys, just had a bad couple of corners. He's going wide at the final. Nearly lost it there. So what was it you saw, Ray?
English boy and F1 Roadrunner coming down the hill to the is it the hairpin?
Yep.
Tight corner. English boy had hit the gravel a couple of times, corners beforehand. And that gave F1 Roadrunner a run up, but he wasn't close enough. But in the braking zone, a late braking, and F1 Roadrunner just hit back English boy and spun himself.
Okie doke. It's hammer time. Looks like he may be pulling out a little bit of a gap over K Slay. I've just been watching It's Hammer Time's lines through this particular lap, and I've got to say they're looking very, very nice, and it's good to see. And you see the difference between the guys that are taking a little bit too much corner and the guys that are keeping it nice and clean. K Slate, he's pushing hard, a bit too much curb there for him. It's going to compromise him, perhaps pushing a little bit too hard now to keep up with It's Hammer Time. But I've got a feeling that the current race leader was just saving a bit of fuel when he was following K Slate early on so that he can use it now. Okay, English boy is up to 4th place with everybody else pitting around him. Oh, he's struggling big time for any grip in that car. He's taking straight lines where there's corners. Millstar, he's up to 5th place with F1 Roadrunner not too far behind him. Now, we've not seen much of Millstar this race, so I'm just going to keep an eye on them. While Ray, if you could, find out where Azamor came out of the pits.
He's down in 7th, he's got Twitch Royalty behind him on prime tyres, but he's not making much of a gap from him. Sorry. Twist Royalty's hounding him. He's trying to go for an overtake. I don't know if he's going to get it done. No.
Well, this is a situation where for Azamor, he needs to get those tyres really working for him and pull away from Twist Royalty. He's on the option tyre. You're going to have about 2 or 3 laps where they're going to be phenomenally faster. Oh, we've got a move going on in the background. Will Butler, I think, has just got past John Rhinos. Just managed to spot it in the background of the shot there. But yeah, Azamor really needs to get the hammer down, but he may see that Twist Royalty's perhaps off the track a little bit. Oh, he's massively off the track there. So this is a situation where in a league race, you don't want to be going for that overtake, because if you've just taken loads too much corner and he's looks like he's turned out of actually keeping that position, better to see. At least if you go off the track and you make a move, give them the place back. Because there's many different ways you can earn respect when you're racing. The best one is to give people room. The other one is, if you bump someone off, wait for them. If you cut a corner, do what you should do a lift. Don't gain from it. You've got a driver like Azamor who's working his heart out to keep it on the road, keep it clean. If you're getting harassed by a driver that's off track everywhere, it's just going to frustrate you. Twist Royalty having a look with DRS, can't quite get the move done though. Now, Will Butler, he's catching these guys fairly quick. And this could help out Azamor, because if Twist Royalty suddenly has to start thinking about the Lotus that's catching him up from behind, it's going to make things interesting. But I tell you what, Will's catching and he's on the prime tyre. Now, I wonder if Azamor's just struggling on these options. Perhaps he's burning them up, too much temperature in them. I think Twist Royalty's just had a bit of a moment, but Will is definitely closing in that gap. And Will is a driver that, over the course of the FRR-idays events, I was about to say has been showing huge improvements, but I'm fairly sure he just took a lot of curb there. Naughty Butler. But he is gaining on these guys. Oh, struggling with a little bit of traction. And this is a circuit where I wouldn't be surprised that if the drivers, quite a few of the drivers, have gone for very, very low aeros. I mean, I'm talking sort of 1-1s, but they'll be finding they're going off the track a little bit. I mean, John Rhinos, for example, I think we've got someone in the pitch, you know. I could be wrong. I think English Boy. No, it's not English Boy. But English Boy, Millstar. Okay, English Boy does seem to be struggling to keep the car on the track. Yes. Before the last FRR-idays event, I had one of the drivers messaging me asking whether his lap time was competitive or not, and I had to say Not really. Tell you what, come and join me in the lobby. I'll see if I can help you out a bit. Within the space of 20 minutes, we'd knocked 4 seconds. Oh, English boy's miles off the track there, dipping into the gravel. He's hurting his tyres doing this, and Maranello is catching him. It's not Maranello, it's F1 Roadrunner. He's catching him fairly quick. Yeah, so within 20 minutes, we'd knocked about 4 seconds off his lap time. And the way we did that was, he was running 1-1 aeros. Told him to put 4-4 aeros on, it'll benefit him more. He put the 4-4 aeros on, went 4 seconds faster. So for some of the drivers, running very, very low aeros, it's not helping you guys. Or we've got a battle going on. I said Will Butler was catching Twist Royalty. He's caught him. He's in position to really try and attack now, as we're on lap 14 of 17. So not many laps left to go.
And I think it's going to be a run for the line for the front two. Casey's catching. It's hammer time 44.
Oh, Will Butler's just had a mare of a penultimate corner. He's lost all the time that he's gained. Okay, let's go and catch up with Casey, and it's hammer time then. You're right, that gap has really come down. I wonder if it's hammer time's gone into a bit of fuel save mode again. Could be the reason for the gap reducing. One turning their engine down, the other turning their engine up. But Casey definitely closed in that gap. So we could have a bit of a fight on for the win. They've only got a couple of corners to go to make it 3 laps left for these guys. So Ray. Oh, F1 Roadrunner. He's been disqualified from the session. And to a degree, that can only mean one of a few things. Ray, do you want to have a guess of what that one might have been?
ETLs.
Now, a few people that are watching this may think you didn't know what to say then, but I think that was a predetermined, sarcastic, I don't, oh yeah, it'll be that. It could well be from too many off-track moments, and that is one of the things that drivers are going to have to be aware of. They may have only been getting a few warnings, a warning, the odd penalty, but at some point the chances are that they could get a disqualification, and that is another reason why you need to be keeping the car on the road. Okay, gap between the front two, 1.4 seconds. Casey needs to push it a little bit harder to get that extra half a second to get into DRS range. Oh, or he could just wait for its hammer time to have a bit of a moment through the chicane. That could help him close up. He may even have DRS at this point. We won't know until they get through sector 2. The gap's actually opened up a little bit, according to the time.
Oh, it came down quite a bit and then it's shot up half a second.
It's possible that Casey was running rich to try and close that gap in. Couldn't close enough within his fuel limitations. He's not looking close enough for DRS down the start finish. He will potentially get a slipstream though. Yeah, he's too far back. 1.2 seconds when they cross the line. You're on the final lap, guys. If you're going to do anything about it, Casey, now is the time. Okay, Ray, keep an eye on those guys for me. Oh, as well, I've just seen English boy completely chop up Azamor there. English boy, come on, fella, you need to give these guys some room. They'll give room to you. That will have given Azamor a little bit of the red mist there. Him being on his option tyres, he's managed to work himself into 5th place at the moment. Could potentially be 4th place if he can stay close enough. But on a couple of occasions he has seen this Mercedes not shut the door but padlock it and completely barricade the corner. Oh, Azamor's got a much better run through too. He's going to go all the way around the outside of 3, is he? Little bit of contact as the Merc runs wide, and that's put Azamor a little bit behind. I think Azza again will feel that he should have been given a little bit more room there.
It's hammer time in Casey, right.
Oh, contact, sorry, Azamor and English boy, they've had a little bit of a collision. It's ended up with the English boy facing the wrong direction. Oh, it's hammer time all over the curb. Casey's not close enough to gain before the line, but it has been a close race between them, and it's hammer time. Will take the victory here in Spain. Casey in 2nd place. Now, who is going to be in 3rd place? It's RMS.
RMS.
Yeah, he's gained from the crash between Asamoah and English Boy, and to a degree I'm not surprised that that has happened, so well done to RMS Maranello. 4th place is Twist Royalty, and in the background Asamoah and I think it's now Will Butler, they're going at it a little bit. But I mean, this is one of the things, you see guys chopping up corners, struggling with their steering, understeering, oversteering, off the track, all over the place. When a car gets near them, oh, it's going to be close between that Williams and the Lotus in the background, but not close enough. 5th and 6th for those guys. Yeah, I mean, I could kind of see it happening, that a collision was going to come the way of the drivers there. English Boy is in 8th place at the moment. John Rhino's in 9th. He said he wasn't looking forward to this one. It'll be interesting to find out how he felt after it. And Gonk is going to cross the line in 10th place. I think he will be a little bit disappointed about that result. But wow, what a race. I mean, up at the front, K-Slay and It's Hammer Time showing exactly how it's done. And for the rest of the drivers, if you're skipping through their bits of footage to watch your own, watch theirs. Because when they were battling, that's how you do it, guys. Great driving. Well done, It's Hammer Time. Well done to K-Slay, and well done to RMS Maranello. But a little bit of luck on that final lap to get himself up into 3rd place. Well. I'll tell you what, Ray, if there was stewarding on this race, I think there'd be a lot to look through. Oh dear. So Will Butler, he's received an on-track penalty there. Now let's see, we did lose a couple of drivers through the race, 3 in total. One of them disqualified, 2 of them disconnected, we believe. Well, I'm just going to have a quick look at the old race director. You can see how many warnings there are here for a 14-lap race. Sorry, 17-lap race. That is a lot of warnings. Not many penalties given, but the Scuderia Ferrari of
F1
Roadrunner received multiple penalties, resulting in a DSQ. And this is where, for the World Championship and the World Series League drivers, the front row racing stewards' guides are still in place. The rules on there are still in place. So if they do find that they are, I'm going to say, accidentally cutting a corner or accidentally running wide on a corner, they will still need to do their ETL lifts if the game is only giving them warnings. If they're getting a penalty, they don't need to actually do the ETL lift because they've already received the penalty. But anyway, final thoughts on that race there, Ray?
That was quite interesting. Quite a few people had put on a reserve list for that race.
Yep.
The front two definitely. What a race, and what amount of space they gave each other.
Yep. It's very good to see. Okay. Are you going to should we try and pick a driver of the day from that race then?
Oh, that'd be hard, because between It's Hammer Time 44 and K-Slay, they put on one hell of a show. That
they did. I tell you what, I would give it to It's Hammer Time 44. It looked like he played a bit of a...
I'll give it K-Slay.
I'll give it to Fernando Alonso. Okay, we'll agree to disagree on that one. I mean, both of them, yeah, great racing from the two of those. Really nice to see. Okay, next up on the Front Row Racing YouTube channel will be the Project Cars Fridays race, the PCF, tonight from about 9 p.m. In the LMP2s around Bathurst. Now, that is going to be... It could be a great race. It could be absolute carnage. Because we all know what Bathurst is like. So, yeah, come and join us for viewing that one. It will be an interesting race. We've also got a guest commentator joining us this evening, with Ray being a little bit unwell. I don't want to test his voice too much, so we'll give Ray a little bit of a break. So thank you very much for joining us this evening, Ray.
No bother, thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. And as I mentioned earlier on, for anyone that is interested in keeping tabs on the World Championship and the World Series standings, they will get posted onto the Front Row Racing Facebook page, and they will also be put onto the end of the highlights videos. So He's been from Row Racing Alright, I've been from Row Racing DP. Thank you very much for watching. We'll be live again in what I would guess will be about half an hour's time for the PCF, and then we'll be having a break until Sunday when we go on for the PCS. So we've been from Row Racing. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all again soon.